With PlanHQ right now, we had some initial startup funding from Rod Drury. Great to have him on board. We probably got to the end of that about a month ago, so we're coming close to another capital raising round. So I guess where we're at right now, as opposed to 6 months ago when I was talking to some of the same people I see in the room, is I guess we've got a business which is now covering half its cost. So we're sort of tracking towards that break-even point, and that's really the focus for me right now. And as much as I've got really, really big plans with PlanHQ, very long-term strategic focus, I guess all the time now it's trying to get this thing to break even and make it profitable. I think in terms of the ICT sector, right, a lot of us have those companies, you know, and I think it's not an isolated problem to anyone in particular. But I guess we're all trying to build, I guess, a global company now, which has got a high net worth. Let's jump through the slides quickly. I guess I'll run you through the process the way I see it, which is very much finding investors. The second stage is engaging, and then actually doing a deal. So in terms of finding investors, I'm not going to go through anything really complicated here. The way I look at it is do your homework. So know who's in the market, know investors who invest in your area, and people who already understand your sort of business model. Because when you're out there looking in the investment marketplace, it's not a matter of looking for cash, it is a matter of looking for people who will connect with your idea, understand your global opportunity quite quickly, and be able to analyse the financial situation. Because if you're talking about the sales potential of a potential business, you have to be talking to someone who knows. So obviously in my case, Rod was someone who popped up quite early on my radar, but I guess for the 2 or 3 years leading up to it, I've been doing a few key things to make sure this happened. I guess one was building a business over time, and getting in the software space and developing products. And the second is making sure you know everyone who's succeeding out there. So by the time you sit down with them, it's all about your new idea, not about them, because they really don't want to go through their profile and their success story. To be honest with you, they've had it and they're quite happy with what they've achieved. And everyone comes and pats them on the back. So don't do that. Go and blow them away instead. They'd far rather have a new investment. Word of mouth, and just it rules the marketplace. And I'm not really good at this. It's not something I've done really well. But nowadays, it's a total focus. So try and be visible in their networks, you know. Look through their networks and who they're associated with in their companies. And talk with those people, network with those people. So when you come to engage them and circulate an idea, they'll go and test it among that network. They'll test you, whether you're a credible person and other people understand and know you. And then they'll start testing your opportunity, which we'll jump through to next. In terms of engaging, I always see the relationship test one. You've got an initial opportunity when you meet with an investor for the first time, and it's not going to be a long opportunity, and you don't want it to be, by the way. So, you know, try and have a half-hour meeting. If you can get it out to an hour, things are probably going really well. But you want people to go away with a very clear, focused idea. This is a great business, and you've talked about the entire scope of the company, not just a product. You've outlined the global opportunity, awesome product, sales potential, and some understanding of the market. And leave some hooks at the end so they can go away and start validating and then come back to you. So I guess, you know, it's all about building relationships in a business. So they're testing you straight away, right? They're not looking at you thinking, can I invest money just on this person? They sit and they go, will this person know how to build a business? Because if you're building a business, right, when it gets hard, you've got to be able to cold sell, you've got to be able to be really hard on the market, work relationships, you've got to build strategic alliances. So they're testing this out, right? They're not looking just simply saying, will they get a return on my money? So just be that relationship person and focus on the fact that that's how they're analysing you. It's a two-way street. So when most time you're looking for money, you're in a situation where you do actually need the investor, and that's fair enough. But I guess you've got to look at it from their perspective as well. They don't want to move into a high-risk situation. They want to know that you're already moving in a good direction and that they're coming on board. So make it a two-way street. Try and as soon as possible get yourself in a position where you've got something they want. This is not a matter of being arrogant. This is a matter of saying, I'm going to keep moving without you, and that's good for an investor. Because investors are running around going, this is a good investment. It'll shine out to me, and I'll like it then. So I'll flip it again. Independent validation, I mentioned this quickly before. This is probably the most important thing to do in the first meeting or couple of meetings. Give them something they can validate in their own right. And I'll give you a quick example of what happened with Rod. He's not unfamiliar, obviously, with the process of business planning. He's built several successful startups, so it's not a brand new concept. But the idea of having a business planning application on the web, selling it to the world, it's not something on the top of his radar, right? He's about to launch into a brand new company. We all know Xero is there right now, and it's going to be listed on the stock exchange in a couple of weeks, which is fantastic. So to impress someone like that, you've got to let them just go out and quickly test it in their network. So I pretty much said straight away, look, the business growth industry is taking off, and we've heard from Joseph tonight, and I guess we're sitting here in the middle of the Chamber of Commerce overlooking Wellington. We've got PWB and Trade and Enterprise. The business growth industry is now taking off, and it's a good thing because we recognise as an economy we need more sustainable companies here. You know, all our assets are being sold offshore. We need to build businesses right here locally. So in terms of doing that, I said it's a great industry, and I think the government's going to be interested in this. I think the private sector's going to be interested in it. My main channel is going to be to sell directly to customers and build up a really, really good end user market so that nobody can cut me out of the sales channel. I think it's a really important part of a new business model. this is going to be a great proposition for the business growth industry. So Rod went on 2 days later, went up to the board advisor meeting up with the Beachhead program, and rang me straight away after that meeting and just screaming down the phone and holding it back at a distance because he's telling me how happy he is that people are biting this. Right, this is exactly the sort of problem they're trying to face. They're all certainly going. We screened 8 companies today. Different information coming through every time. Some of them are heavy on sales, some of them are heavy on product. In the end, we want balanced companies who present a clear business case that we can invest in and grow. So in terms of doing that validation, leave a hook straight away, something they can go away and validate. Because the second that happened, we're on a two-way street, right? It was no longer me pushing a proposition. It was them saying, great proposition, by the way, let's make this happen. Excellent, that's what I'm meeting him for as well. Just jump in with any questions by the way on the way through. I'm a bit rapid fire sometimes. Show balance, and I guess this is one thing that not everybody does, and I don't always do either, but I'm getting a bit more cultured now. I'm an ideas person, and most people are very much ideas people, when it comes to entrepreneurship. But I guess what investors are looking for is, are they balanced? Because when they're not going to be in the office, are they just going to get carried away with the latest idea and get really pumped up on the next global opportunity, which might be 8 years away as opposed to the one in the next 6 months or 3? Or are they going to be quite calculated and realise, actually, by the way, we're tracking towards a break-even point in the next 6 months, so while it's a really good product concept for the next 12 months, just forget it, because it's not on our radar right now. We don't get to that next milestone, forget the future. And this is a really important thing to do, because if you're visionary, you're always in the future, and I live in the future too. But I'm very good now at pegging myself back and bringing myself into today, this week, this month, 3 months, because that's when I can influence change. I can come up with new ideas all the time like we all can, but you can only do stuff today. This is all you've got right now. And tomorrow will come, and then you've got that day. So you've got to make sure every day you're actually just making progress the whole time. So I've just got a quick screenshot of PlanHQ here, so I haven't really spent much time presenting it, but I guess the idea being with PlanHQ, we've tried to make you a more calculated entrepreneur and a calculated CEO and management team. So that when you present your case and they're buying into you as people, thinking, hey, this is great, people getting a good vibe here, love the way they're articulating the global opportunity, you can just quickly flick over and just show them some information on the screen as well, or print it out from your business plan the entire time to show, well, look, we've analysed the market, we've thought about the key requirements that people are buying on the back of, here's our competition, here are our goals. Straight away, you're sending a very clear signal that you're calculated and you're also an ideas person, which you need to succeed.